Good morning. Okay, are you ready? So I've got one heavy weight and I have the long band, which of course is optional. You can always use two weights. So we're going to take it all the way to the back of the mat, take a nice big deep breath, reach the arms really long and then lift the shoulders and then just take it all the way down. You get a nice big stretch for that lower back. Now you're going to inhale and extend. Walk your fingers out, shift your hips back, and then put your hands down and just walk it out to plank. Once you get there, shoulders over wrists. Just hold here for a breath or two. And now we're going to step our knees into bear. So they're just hovering above the floor. Try to shift your hips back a little bit. And then bring them forward. And just sort of slowly move back and forward. And now put your knees down. Quick transition here to some cat-cows. Make them as big as you can while you hold the belly in. Don't forget to breathe. Just a couple more. Okay, we're going to take our hands to the corners of the front of the mat and let your hips pull forward towards the floor. And just sort of hang out here for a breath or two. And then you're going to send those hips all the way back over the heels with the chest going towards the floor. Try it again. Come forward. Let the hips hang out. And then take it back. One more. Forward. And back. Nice. Now right back into your quadruped position. We're going to send the right arm forward and the left leg backwards. And then come back to the mat and switch sides. Left arm, right leg. And just gently move it from side to side. Try to keep your hips nice and square. You don't need to go fast. Just waking up your core a little bit here, your glutes. Okay, so from here, this quadruped position, I want you to go to a small down dog. So you should be able to have the heels on the floor and your legs nice and straight. Once you get there, come back to bear and then do it again. And just sort of oscillate between hovering those knees and finding yourself in the down dog position. A few more. Okay, let's send the hips back. Walk your hands. You're going to meet me in a full forward fold here. Relax the head. Now roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Nice. Crowd out the chest. You're going to sweep this right arm out to the side and over, and then the left. It's nice and slow. Take it from side to side. Okay, now send your feet wide. So I've got part of the foot on the floor and part on the mat. I'm going to have my hands on my waist, squeeze my elbows together, and just shift the hips from side to side. So you're warming up your inner thighs. Okay, hold the hip to the right. Sweep this arm all the way up and over. And then come back. Hips neutral. Shift them to the left. Sweep this arm all the way up and over. Keep it nice and straight if you can. And let's do that again. So hips to the right, arm up and over. And last one. Okay, you're gonna send your right hip backwards and sort of make like a half circle, and then do the same on the left. Sending it back, circling around. Okay, turn the toes out just a little bit, bring your hands to heart. Keep your posture so your spine is nice and long. You're gonna do a little hip hinge with the hips going back, and then start a little squat and then come back up. Ideally, the feet are turned out or straight, like whatever feels good for your knees. I like to turn mine out just a little bit. Then really engage all the muscles in the legs as you come up. Squeeze everything in and up. Just do a few more. Okay, bring your feet now just a little bit wider than hip width. We're just gonna squat and come back up. It's the same action, just changing the position of the feet. Couple more. Try not to drop that torso. Now we're gonna send the arms out. You're gonna be able to get a little bit more depth, helping to offset. Just go up and down a few more times. Nice, okay, bring your feet together. Hands to heart. Little hip hinge, squat, and come up. Now I want you to focus on keeping equal weight in both your feet. Sometimes it's a little harder than we think. Couple more. Send the arms out, see if you can get a little lower. And then send the arms straight up. Okay, and relax the arms. We're gonna hold one heavy weight, and we're gonna start with some calf work. So now your feet are gonna be hip width apart, up on the toes, and down. Now, if you don't have a heavy weight, maybe use two. So just hold one in each hand. So try not to let the body weight shift forward too much when you lift the heels. Think of getting nice and tall. Okay, we're gonna add on a little bicep curl. Whether you have one weight or two, just do a bicep curl. A little bit more balance work required. Make sure you're engaging your core while we challenge our ankles and calves. You have 8 more. Get really high and control the descent. Last 3. Two. Okay, you're gonna hold the weight at the chest, lift up the heels, and then lower. So we're just adding in a little bit of a hold here. Try to send your elbows back while you hold the weight up, so you're not rounding your thoracic spine. Whoops, up and hold. Maybe 3 counts, whatever you can do. So you should feel those shoulder blades in the back trying to pinch together. Couple more. Okay, put that weight down. Time to wake up the triceps. So I'm going to use a bend. You can use weights, whatever you prefer. I'm going to drop it behind me, create a lot of tension, so choke up on it. So it's hard when you straighten up the arm. And then come down with lots of control. And if you're using a weight, you're holding one weight and you're going up and down. Try to make sure you're not pulling your neck forward. And if the band or weights are too easy and you haven't started to feel this, change it before it's over. Just make sure you're not looking down at the floor, because then that's going to make your head want to fall forward. Three more. Now, if you're just using one weight or two, keep going. I'm going to switch hands. Ooh, that's hard. Wow. Okay, here we go. Make sure your chin stays up. Make sure you got a tight grip. Okay, we're going to add a little balance work here. I just want you to tuck your right ankle inside your left foot, just so you're really weighting mostly onto the left side, the side of the arm that you're working. Now switch it, tuck the left foot in, put most of your weight in the right leg. I still have my toes on the floor, but I'm really putting all my weight on the right side. Couple more. Gotta go till it's hard. Okay, let it go. We're picking up the heavy weight. We're gonna do some single leg balance work and row. So, weight in the right hand, kickstand this right foot, left arm out to the side. You're gonna come down nice and slow without rounding the back till the weight is just inside that left foot, and then come up nice and slow. Do it again. Shifting your hips back, weighting into the heel, and don't flex the spine. Try to put as much of your weight in the left leg. So you got to check in, make sure you're not cheating, no cheating. Nice and steady coming up. And if you're not able to get the weight all the way to the floor, that's okay. I want your back to stay long. Okay, we're going to add in a hammer curl. So when we come up, hammer curl the weight right up to the shoulder and then send it back down. Nice and slow, lots of control. And again, check in with that right foot. Make sure you're not depending on it. Your hips go back the second you start to go down. Couple more. Okay, let's change feet, change hands. Here we go. Kickstand that left foot. Come down slowly, shifting your weight back. You should feel a nice tug behind that hamstring and glute. Slow is good on this exercise. Don't be in a hurry to come up. Try to really slow things down. Add in that hammer curl. And the same as you're going down slowly, so is the weight, right? When you're releasing the curl, do it slow, lots of control. So when you start to lift the body back up, really concentrate on pushing through the heel of the right foot. You have 4 more. Don't depend on that left foot. Here's your last one. Make it great. Okay, put it down. We're going to continue to work the back of the body. So the Sean move is up on deck. So you're going to lie down. I'm going to grab a quick sip of water. Okay, so lying down, we're going to take one full body stretch first. Because it feels good, right? Why not? Point your toes, reach those arms back behind you. And now bring the arms by your side. Get nice and flat on the shoulder blades. And we're going to cup the fingers so your arms are lifting off the floor. Turn your toes into touch with just a small bend in the legs. The smallest you can find. Now, push your heels down into the floor. Pull them towards you isometrically while you push them down. So this is a cumulative. We're going to get all this going on at one time. Squeeze your knees as hard as you can while you do everything else. Now, lift that butt up. Keep squeezing the knees. Your feet are flexed. The toes are touching. Isometrically, try to draw those heels towards your butt. Squeeze a little harder, and then let it go. Send the arms all the way back. Point the toes. Round 2, we have 5 rounds of this. Toes touch, heels push down, they pull, they squeeze, now lift. And let it go, send the arms back, point your toes. 2 down, 3 to go. Woohoo! Okay, arms forward and down. Here we go, turn the toes in, the knees in, push down, pull, squeeze, lift. Squeeze with all your might. And let it go. Send the arms back. Okay, 2 to go. Here we are. Toes in, knees in. Push down, pull, squeeze, lift. Oh my God, you got to do this all at the same time. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Let it go. Send the arms back. Last one. Arms come forward. Cup your fingers. Turn your toes and knees in. If you can, make that bend in the legs even smaller. Push the heels down, pull them. Squeeze the knees. Lift your butt. Squeeze with all your might. And let it go. Send the arms back. We're going to do one more just for shits and giggles. See if we can hold it 10 seconds, counting fairly slowly. So let's try. Get everything in position. Once you lift, squeeze hard and count to 10. And release it. Okay, those knees are coming into the chest. How good does that feel for the lower back? Let's make a nice circle. Okay, let's do some pelvic rocking. So feet down on the floor, close to your butt. Big bend in the legs. Tilt the pelvis up first so you get that lower back on the floor. And then just flip it forward. Draw the belly in and keep drawing it in while you create this movement. Okay, find yourself in a neutral place. You're going to open the knees and connect the bottoms of your feet. So a little butterfly, just a little opportunity to release those inner thighs. Now come back onto the bottoms of your feet. You're going to tilt the pelvis up, low back on the floor. And then pressing and weighting into the heels. I want you to lift your butt up into a bridge. Keep drawing the belly in. Pick up the right foot 1 inch off the floor and then put it down and do the same with the left. Put it down. Now I want you to cup your fingers so you're lifting your arms up off the floor. So you're not really depending on your arms. You're just depending on your core strength here. To alternate from side to side, nice and slow. Maybe hold it up for 3 counts and just keep lifting and lowering. Okay, with both feet on the floor, walk them in a little closer. And now extend the right leg out. Nice and straight. Keep the fingers cupped. Try not to use your arms. You're going to send that foot up to the ceiling and then down towards the floor. So 3 or 4 counts to get the leg up, 3 or 4 counts to get it down. Okay, both feet on the floor, little reprieve, keep your hips up. And send that left leg out, nice and straight. And then send it all the way up to the ceiling, point those toes, and then back down towards the floor. As low as you're comfortable going. Just weight into that right heel, don't squinch the toes on the right foot. Couple more. Okay, put that foot down. Open your feet now with your hips up, a little bit wider than hip width. Let the knees go out to the side. And then pull them together, keeping the hips up till they squeeze. Give it a big squeeze. And then open as wide as you can. And then bring it back together with a big squeeze. Do that 5 more times. Try not to depend on the arms. And here I really want you to work as big of a range of motion as you can. Big squeeze each time. It's got to be purposeful. And make sure when you're sending those knees out, you're taking them as far as you can. Working on your last 2. Okay, you can relax the arms on the floor, but keep your hips up. Walk your feet in a little so they're hip width apart again. Step them out a little further forward. And then just hold. Start to squeeze isometrically. The knees are not going to touch, but I want you to pull them towards each other. So you create that activation of your inner thighs. However you want to move your feet forward, slide them, lift them, wiggle them, however you get there, do it. We're going to send this workload from the glutes down the back of the legs. Slide a little more or move, whatever you want. Keep your butt off the floor. One last time. And now lower your butt. Bring both knees into the chest. You're going to hold your knees and make a nice big circle. So in, out, and around. Go the opposite way. And once you're done that, take it to a happy baby. So you're holding the outsides of the feet, using your arms to take the knees towards the floor a little bit. And then just hang out here and breathe. We got a little bit more upper body work to do. And then stretch. Okay, knees back together. Make a nice little circle with the knees together. Go the opposite way. Nice. Now rock and roll up. You're either going to use weights or a band. So I'm going to use the band. We're going to start out with some flies. So whatever weight or band you want to use for flies. Keep your wrists nice and neutral. You open up just the slightest bend in the elbow and then close slowly. Especially if you're using a band, I want you to come back with lots of control. So we're going to do 15 flies. If you need to change weights or bands because it's too hard to get through 15, go ahead, don't quit. Big old squeeze of that chest when you're coming back together at the top. So 3 or 4 counts in each direction. Nice and slow, a few more. Okay, get rid of that bend. Big send of the arms back behind you. Try to reach for the back of your room. Point those toes. We're gonna do 5 Pilates sit-ups. So send the arms forward, lift your head. You wanna be tucking your chin as you draw the belly down to come up. Take it between the legs. And then go right back, keeping the spine in flexion. You really want to control the movement as much as you can. That means sending that belly down as opposed to up. 3 to go. Last one. So meet at the top. And now just hang out here between the legs. Your spine is just chilling. Your head's chilling. Take some nice deep breaths. Okay, we're back to our biceps. So I'm going to use a weight, 1 heavy weight. You can use 2, triceps. I'm going to use 1 heavy weight holding the ends of it. Bend your legs, send the weight up towards the ceiling. You want to make sure it's centered over the chest and not the face. So you start out with your arms nice and long and your wrists neutral. If you only have leg weights, use 2, 1 in each hand. Bend at the elbow. So this is really a skull crusher if you're using 1. If you're using 2, it's just a tricep extension. Either way, it's going to work your triceps. Keep the elbow and shoulders stacked. Coming down nice and slow. Coming back up just as slow. Try not to squeeze your grip. Doesn't do you any good. Three or 4 counts down. 3 or 4 up. If you're going up quicker, you're missing out. Do 5 more, nice and slowly. Nice. Okay, rock and roll yourself up. Put that off to the side. We're going to do 90-90s. So kind of a stretch, but kind of work. So let's scoot over to the right side of the mat. Get 90-90 in both your feet. Use that right hand to try to upright the torso a little bit, and then put the arms out in front. We're just going to walk it out, fingertips only, so you're not putting too much weight into the arms. And when you can't go any further, just hold on that spot. Stay on the fingertips if you can. So you're really using your core here to get a nice stretch through the hips. Stay here for a few breaths. And then just relax the elbows and just fold over that leg. Okay, walk it back up. You're going to just lift your back knee up. And just hold on that spot. I've got both hands behind my butt. And now I'm going to slowly roll it. So I'm now in a 90-90 position facing the back of the room. And then send the hands out, fingertips only. When you can't go any further, just hold on that spot, stay on the fingertips. And then just slowly lower the arms, folding over that leg. And now back onto those fingertips, walk it slowly back up, lift the right knee up. So you're trying to get on the bottom of that right foot before you really move the back leg. Once you're there, move both slowly to face the front. So you're back in 90-90. This time I'm going to have you post the right hand just to the right of the leg and the left one inside that front leg. We're going to lean forward a little bit. And we're going to lift and lower the back foot. Okay, take that left hand behind you. We're rotating to face the back of the room slowly. Try to get flat on that left foot before you start to turn to face the back. Post the left hand on the outside, right hand on the inside. Here we go. Little forward lean. Lift your back foot up and down. Okay, right hand behind you. Slowly lift that right leg. Get on the bottom of the right foot. And then rotate both forward. Nice. Now sweep the left leg all the way forward. Sitting up in staff pose. Heels to the corners of the mat. Arms out in front. You're going to lift the arms up and try to get really tall. Draw the belly in. Lift the shoulders. And now you're just going to take it forward. Spine is still long. And then slowly take the hands to the bottoms of the feet. Big deep breath. As you exhale, I want you to try to lower your elbows to your shins and flex the spine. Hold here. Pulling those toes towards you so you get that nice stretch through the calves. We did all those calf raises, so you want to stretch this out. Take a few deep breaths. Push the back of the knees into the floor. Pull the toes a little more towards you. And then release it. Pilates style, start to go all the way back down. Nice and slowly. Send those arms backwards. Point the toes. Meet me in your figure 4 stretch, starting with the right leg. So right foot over left thigh. Open that right knee to the front. Hands are going to come through. Hold on to your shin or your hamstring, whatever you can reach. Keep trying to move that right knee to the front and the left one in closer, while you keep your right foot flexed. So much to remember. And then put the left foot down and then the right, switch feet. Hug that right knee in nice and close. And then both knees come into the chest. Make a nice little circle to massage your lower back. Go the opposite way. Rock and roll yourself up onto your toes. We're going to do one more pyramid stretch. So you're going to come up, however you want to get there. Send your right foot back as far as you can, keeping both heels on the floor. So play around with it to get the right spot going on. You're going to just slowly fold down over this left leg. When you're all the way down, just put your hands on the floor, relax, but try not to weigh into the hands. Make sure you're letting your head go. Just stay here for 3 deep breaths. And then take your hands back to your shin, however you want to come back up. You're going to switch sides. Both legs nice and long, coming down nice and slowly. Folding over the leg. Fingertips to the floor, but don't use them. They're just sort of there in case we need them. Okay, hands back onto your shin, slowly come on back up. Step your back foot forward, take a nice big deep breath. Reach for the ceiling. And I thank you so much for your power and strength. Woohoo, we did it. There she is, how are you?